safe, absolutely. Gives us more time to plan.
As for Irwin, she says if the storm continues to move north, it's bittersweet.
You almost feel guilty if you aren't involved because there's so many that will be.
And of course, that forecast changing second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. And one of the things that's going to be a best friend for people here on St. Simon's Island is this seawall behind me. They hope that if Dorian comes this way, this will save their homes. Reporting live from St. Simon's, Ben Becker, CBS 47 Action News Jax.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money on trying to improve that area there behind the homes, and should be and hopefully will be successful. Really a spectacular, a remarkable visible satellite imagery of Hurricane Dorian making that move to west-northwest as the sun sets. That's why it kind of starts to go away, and you just see the sun on that eastern eye wall. Tracking Dorian and the potential local impacts, the full first alert forecast just a few minutes away.
And power companies are bracing for outages across the state. The reinforcements already headed to Florida to help.
Obviously, for Floridians, you'll continue to prepare, be prepared, be vigilant, watch this and listen to your local folks. I'd love to be able to report that more of the state is outside of the cone tomorrow, but, as you know these things, this storm could go as far east as that cone, but if it goes as far west as the cone has, that is going to impact us in a very, very big way. So we want to be prepared for that eventuality, and we want to be ready for it. Meanwhile, we can all, hope that the storm takes a different course. Thanks.
And you're hearing from the governor there just moments ago. And this morning, almost 100 pets in shelters from our area being moved out ahead of the storm. Action News Jax Alicia Tarancon was there as they got those pets on the roads and headed for shelter and safety up north.
One by one, dogs and cats were loaded up and put inside this red trailer. These pets are being moved out of the Jacksonville Humane Society ahead of the storm.
To safely, before traffic gets too heavy and things get too crazy, to get the animals moved on down the road so that we're in a better position to respond during and after the hurricane.
And this is the processing area for animals before their trip. This is where they make sure their shots are up to date and they're healthy enough to travel. Action News Jax told you on Friday when Clay County Animal Services began moving their pets out of their shelter. Those same animals are joining these ones at the Jacksonville Humane Society as they head up north to shelters in Virginia and New York. Once there, they'll be able to find their new homes. The Humane Society says moving the pets now also creates room in the shelter for more animals they may receive after the storm.
So sometimes animals panic in storm and get loose, and so there may be increased need to pick up strays and reunite them with their owners.
Reporting on the south side, Alicia Tarrancon, CBS47, Action News Jax.
If your animals are staying with you, it might be dangerous to take them for walks after the storm. We put information on how to set up an indoor pet bathroom on actionnewsjax.com.
Today, more than 400 employees and contractors with ComEd, a power company from northern Illinois, headed south to back up FPL crews. Other power crews are starting to arrive in Florida as well. This is new video from I-95. We spotted license plates from as far away as Indiana. Florida Power Light has set up a staging area in Columbia County. This is new video from near Bascom Norris Drive and US 90 in Lake City, where there are dozens of utility trucks already there.
Breaking news out of West Texas tonight. Police in Midland confirming that an active shooter was killed in Odessa. There are multiple gunshot victims, and police are still investigating the possibility of more suspects. But according to Midland police, there isn't an active shooter at this time. But there were reports at one point of someone just randomly shooting at people from a moving car. So we will keep you posted online as we learn more information.
Now certified Jacksonville's most accurate weather forecast. Action News Jax First Alert Weather.
All right, we are, Mike, tracking Dorian. Of course, we've got a strong storm, and we're cautiously optimistic that it's going to stay to our east.
Yeah, you know, a couple things on the cautiously optimistic thing. You know, and the yins and yangs of something like this. Yesterday afternoon, the 5 p.m. advisory comes out, and people wanted to go crazy and stick their head in the sand, and that's it. And we said, hey, wait a minute, this isn't over yet.
It's going to change.
And so now
you said something about new data, the data being problematic at that point.
Right, exactly, because new data was being simulated from Hurricane Hunter aircraft and Southeast U.S. balloon launches, weather balloon launches, and we were just being put in the model runs. And I like to wait 24 to 36 hours from the beginning of that because it has a tendency to sort of hiccup the models for some reason. But then they smooth that out. It's very valuable data, don't get me wrong. It just takes about 24 hours for that to work its way through. Now we're to that period, or will be soon, so that helps out. And my other point on thinking about one advisory is now that it's a little bit east, just don't rest on that and say, hey,
we're
okay
now.
This thing could wobble west.
Yeah, think about how extreme it's been in the last 24 hours. So that's the point on all that. And we're working on a long-term solution here over the next few days that will be more and more clear as we go through the next several days, and we'll have you ready to go and prepared, whether it's not much of an impact at all versus something that would be much more significant. And here are the latest numbers, and this will be updated shortly. We may have a Cat 5 on our hands, folks. If not, it's going to be darn close. It's southeast of Jacksonville by about 500 miles, give or take, making that steady movement to the west, now just a bit under 10 miles per hour. Wide view of the visible satellite photograph. This is just like taking a camera, take a picture, so it's not temperature sensitive. And you can see, and actually I'm going to back that up real quickly, because see this little upper level low? This has been a player in the movement of Dorian all along. When it was over parts of the Bahamas and Cuba, and it was helping to push the storm east of Puerto Rico. So that was good news for Puerto Rico. In other words, a more northward move. Now you can still see it in here, and it might help get that nudge to the north, but it's also moving west at the same time, so it'll be kind of a close call on that. But that should help, along with our Bermuda high that's sitting here and starting to weaken a little enough, we hope and think, for that northward turn. There's the eye of the hurricane. There it is, about 496 miles from downtown Jacksonville. Another view with Jacksonville in the upper part of your corner of the screen there. You can see how the northern Bahamas right now, why they're very nervous there. Here's another view from imagine you're on these islands right now. Here's the monster that is headed toward you in less than 24 hours. Then we back up and come to the U.S. coast, Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, and you can see the view way off to the southeast of the hurricane, but these little bumps in here, so to speak, kind of look like cotton balls. Well, those are showers, tropical showers that will dump some heavy rain at times out ahead of the hurricane, like we've been seeing right here in Jacksonville. And again, 500 miles to the southeast, there are the outer edges of that powerful, powerful storm. Moving through the northern Bahamas, there's the critical northward turn Monday night into Tuesday. That then, if we zoom in on this, would be a little bit east of Jacksonville by about 100 miles midday Wednesday. And by 2 p.m., moving away off to the north and northeast, going from a Category 3 to a Category 2. A couple things causing that weakening, several things. One being that it's probably going to be off its peak. It will have managed to be its most well-organized, most intense part of the hurricane tomorrow night into Monday, and then it can't stay that way for real long, something that intense. And then it'll start to feel the friction of land as it gets closer to Florida. The warm water won't be as deep along the on and just off the coast here, so it should be, in other words, a weakening hurricane as it makes that move toward the coast. You need to know all about that cone, though, right? Corey has more on that.
Mike, we've been talking about the cone a lot, especially over the last week, and it's basically a couple things. It's uncertainty, it's also error. Here's what the cone means. It is the probable track of the center of the storm. The impacts of the storm, they go well beyond the cone. So if Jacksonville gets out of this cone maybe in a day or two, well, you can't let your guard down. It doesn't mean that there aren't going to be further reaching impacts, though we will see some of those close to home. The cone does not factor size, kind of like I was just saying there. Impacts will occur away from the center. And the National Hurricane Center says that the storm stays in the cone, that's the center of the storm, staying in it 2/3 of the time. Those are pretty good odds. We have done really well on the track in terms of forecasting the intensity. That is something that we are still working out the kinks in weather. It's just one of those things, folks. It's a young field, and technology improves, and we continue to learn newer things. Updated stats and track, that's coming up at 8 p.m. with Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
Yeah, Corey, and we talk about that cone a lot. You have to realize that at days 4 and 5, the air can be as much as 200 miles. We are looking at temperatures soaring once the hurricane goes by into the 90s. Until then, an onshore gusty wind, some scattered showers, perhaps an isolated thunderstorm tomorrow, Labor Day, and Tuesday. All of your latest First Alert weather information at actionnewsjax.com. Download for free the First Alert weather app. We'll be back with more right after this break.
Online mega retailer Amazon is already taking steps to keep employees and drivers safe, and that includes temporarily closing several of their facilities in areas that could be potentially impacted. Action News Jack's Courtney Cole explains how that could affect customers like you.
As an Amazon customer, you might be wondering if you come out to your nearest Amazon locker, if your package will be there when you come to check. We actually had some customers reach out to Action News Jax. They were hearing that they won't be able to receive their packages until after September 9th, so we reached out to Amazon for answers. Here's what they can tell us. You may see a delay on the original date of delivery that was promised, but they couldn't give us specific time frames in our area. Amazon also told us the arrival date of your package could be affected if it comes from any area in the projected path of the storm. We checked, and the earliest anything could get delivered to our area is September 9th. So the bottom line is they are working to get you your goods. It just might take a little longer. Reporting in Arlington, Courtney Cole, CBS47, FOX30, Action News Jax.
All right, we know how to stock up on food, water, and batteries ahead of a storm, but there are other steps we can take to prepare our homes. Meteorologist Garrett Bedenbaugh continues our team coverage.
We're tracking Hurricane Dorian here in the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center as it continues off in the Atlantic, and now is the time to prepare in the case that the track shifts back closer to us. And we want to bring in the president and CEO of FLASH, the Federal Alliance for Safe Homes. That's Leslie Chapman Henderson. Leslie, what can folks do right now to prepare?
Well, 2 inches of water can cause $27,000 worth of damage. So you can do some things around the first floor of your home. If you have area rugs, roll them up, put them upstairs or up on countertop. Any kind of electronics, unplug them, bag them, put them away. If you have the opportunity and you can put your appliances like your washer dryer up on bases or even concrete blocks, that'll save you from losing those. All these things become very expensive very quickly. So anything you can raise up, you can save.
All right, thanks so much. Some great advice there from FLASH, a great organization there. And, of course, you can get more information on their website as well. Thanks, Leslie, for joining us. Don't forget, it's never too early to prepare, but it can be too late. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Bedenbaugh.
All right, Mike.
Really good advice there, of course, and Leslie does great work, and FLASH is a great organization, too, as Garrett mentioned. For us, we're tracking Dorian, of course, and that move to the north tomorrow afternoon and evening is a nervous time for the southeast coast of Florida because it'll be closest to southeast Florida Monday into Monday night. Making the sharp turn to the north would take it just a little bit east of Jacksonville, but not a whole lot of wiggle room there. Hour by hour for your Sunday, though, we don't have any Dorian problems. In the 80s, there'll be a few showers once in a while, but plenty of dry hours.
All right, thanks for joining us here at 6.
We'll see you at 11.